Okay, so
We are
that's
live.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep. We are there. We are there. Can't go live on Twitter unless you pay for it. That is the dumbest thing in the world.
We ain't doing it. We don't need Twitter that bad.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, more people would probably watch on YouTube anyway.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, welcome. This is our first ever live edition of the show. It is currently August 23rd, week 0. That is Mincks. I am Montana. I mean, what a start to the weekend.
It's been
In
incredible.
Dublin, Ireland.
Mhm.
We got Iowa State, Kansas State 24-21, the final. Mix, what do we think about this game?
Early on, I mean, it looked like especially the edge pressure that Kansas State was able to generate, and just what Iowa State was like dealing with the offensive line, having a couple players injured already,
Yep.
and having to rotate guys around where they probably haven't. I would assume they probably haven't practiced much in those positions. They just really had to adjust. It looked like. But that first half, I mean, with the downpour and rain for both teams, it was dreadful. But
Yep.
early on with that edge pressure and just overall the defensive line for Kansas State, they were just dominating. And then obviously all the mistakes that happened, you force Iowa State to punt, you immediately fumble that punt return, you lose Dylan Edwards in that play for the entire game.
Yep.
Iowa State recovers it inside the 10 or inside the 5. And then you immediately get a PI, and it's like, oh, well, we're screwed. We're going to go down 7-0 and just completely destroy any momentum, give it all to Iowa State. And then with the rain, whatever, call a toss play from the 2 or 3 yard line, goes right off Sama's head or hands. Kansas State recovers, gets it back. And I know Iowa State ended up scoring first. It looked like it was the epitome of college football is what this was to start off. I mean, week 0, sloppy play, terrible weather to play in. No one could throw the ball. No one could catch the ball, I should say. But it really looked like Kansas State was going to come out swinging, but they just never were able to capitalize early in the game, and that's really what costed them this game. What I noticed, especially for Kansas State, was one of the things I don't know, we might have cut it out, but one of the things that we had talked about in our recording before was the pass defense that they had, especially the secondary. Like I said, the D-line linebacker play was really solid for Kansas State, but the defensive backs, they just gave up a lot of big plays in the passing game. I mean, we saw, 2 or 3 passing touchdowns from Rocco Becht and company. They weren't able to cover them. And it's not like anyone really stepped up that we expect to. Is a lot of the pieces that they already had. Oh, my cat's is jumping up here, man. Get down, man. Get down. But I said it was it Eli? What's his last name for Iowa State? Green. Yeah, Eli Green. He was playing well. I know the tight end. It wasn't even the receivers really that made a lot of the plays. It was the tight ends for Iowa State that really stepped up. It was like, I mean, it's classic college football. Iowa. It's what Iowa teams do. They just utilize the tight end, and that's really what happened. But I feel like Kansas State, they just failed completely to capitalize on any momentum or really anything on offense. So it was always just a back and forth, not even back and forth, but it was always just tight. No one could pull away. Just so many costly mistakes. At least that's my opinion on the early portion for it, but that's what I've got.
Yeah, I mean,
at least the first
think
half wise,
it was like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm watching at this point. Like, it's funny because it's like it's a college team, so you expect these teams to be at the most prepared for what the conditions will be, and they both of them just didn't adjust to this at all. I mean, the announcers were making up things like, oh, the fireworks smoke was kind of causing the vision to be, distorted. So that way,
a little bit. It was really the rain. It was really the rain.
I think it had to be the rain, but even then, like, you could barely see the rain on the broadcast. And then the field, that's another whole point there, is like the lines were, you could barely visible. You could barely see them. They had to repaint them at halftime. And even then, it was still like, what are we doing? Okay.
Welcome to college football. That's what that is. That's college football.
Still a very exciting, fun first half, even though both teams ended up 7-7. Like you talked about before, I mean, I truly wonder, does Dylan Edwards even does he even make an impact in this game? Like, I get it. He's their probably number one running back, but at the same time, he's more of a pass catching running back. So, I mean, as far as run game goes, I'm not sure that he makes a whole lack of a difference. That's just my opinion there. But even then, it was kind of weird how that whole situation turned out because he muffed the punt. He kind of sat on the field for a while. Then he got up, walked off, and then they showed like a picture of him like on the sideline sitting down. And then you hear like basically before halftime that he's done. So just kind of a weird situation there. I don't even know like if there's an official injury diagnosis with him.
He went to the locker room. It was something with his ankle. I believe it was just maybe a twisted ankle or something. Maybe a light sprain.
So maybe just safety precautions there.
Light sprain, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really see anything other than twisted ankle stuff.
Yeah. Even then, like, it's one of the biggest games of the season, even though it's week 0. You'd like to see him come back out, but it is what it is. I just thought maybe he could have made an impact somewhere down the line. Kansas State's running game, I thought they went away from it in the first half a little bit. They were able to get some read options out of Avery Johnson, Joe Jackson, the number 2 running back. I didn't like how they went away from it in the second half, whereas Kansas or Iowa State kind of leaned into it in the second half. And you could definitely tell that was the difference as far as time of possession as well.
What it felt like for me, I mean, it just felt like Kansas State yeah, you're right. They weren't really able to get that run game going really at all. And I don't know. I wasn't directly watching the offensive line, but it didn't seem like anything was pushing through. What I saw happen a lot is they were running outside, trying to get to the edge, and just couldn't get there. Iowa State, the linebackers are already there, which I think we need to talk about the Iowa State defense. I think they played both defenses. I'd say played pretty well, especially the front. Sevens of each side. I'd say Iowa State's DBs definitely had a better game than Kansas State, but I mean, Avery Johnson went out, did his thing with his dual threat ability. Wasn't great. He did all right. I was watching the On 3 earlier, and it's they're talking about maybe we overhyped him a bit and we're expecting more out of him than what he is right now. I think a lot of people have done that, especially in the media space, where they act like he's not a superhero, but a really, really good quarterback. But I'd say he's pretty good, but he's still got stuff in his game that he has to work on himself. But I mean, I'd say a lot of the plays that he made really kept Kansas State in this game because, like I said, that run game wasn't really going through the running back, but he was able to move around in the pocket, pick up yards here and there, get a first down. But overall, I'd say the big thing was this Iowa State defense, especially, Orange. I can't remember his last name, but Mr. Orange. Dominic Orange. Balled out like expected. Linebackers played great. That was my big takeaway. Is this Iowa State defense looked pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing for me. I think I said myself included, but I think I overrated this Kansas State team a little bit.
Even I did.
I didn't expect them not to have a good offense. I don't know about good offense. I guess more one-dimensional is what I should say.
You expected more out of it.
Yes.
Like, it didn't seem like there was any a huge pass threat other than a couple of mistakes from the Iowa State DBs, like when they're running cover 2 and the safety drops in to help 2 other guys that are already covering a man and leaves the guy running down the sideline wide open. Like,
even then,
it's just
I may have underrated the loss of Colin Klein, their OC from last year, because they made a couple play calls that I'm not really a big fan of. I mean, they ran that double reverse twice. It worked the first time. It didn't work the second time. So I don't know if we're pulling like a high school move where We think it's going to fool them again.
They won't know this time.
Yeah, no. So
like you at least got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, and then that huge 4th and 1 play, they have Avery kind of go off to the left, outside zone, and it gets stuffed. I think it was a bad spot, but at the same time, I think there could have been a better play call there too.
Bro, this cat does this all the time.
I think wants to say something about the Wildcats, man. I don't know. So
I like their defense, but the offense just it didn't click today. Maybe it's early in the season. You didn't have one of your best players. I'm sure, but it didn't seem. It just felt lacking. Definitely not a complete product. I'd say I was probably most disappointed with the receiver play. I don't even know if that's true. I mean, running game wasn't there, and then the passing game just wasn't consistent. And the rain. I mean, that didn't help them at all.
Yeah.
And they just could never get momentum really on their side.
Yeah, I think Iowa State's defense definitely was underrated by myself for sure. Having those linebackers all healthy definitely played a factor there. And I think you mentioned it before when we were texting. I think Kansas State was able to get past the first kind of line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden those backers just kind of filled gaps. They were always there on the outside. They never let really a big one go around the outside. I mean, credit to Iowa State defense. Credit to Rocco Beck. I think he turned it on in the second half. I think Avery did as well, but Rocco just kind of – I think Rocco had a better game in terms of closing the game, knowing what to do, leading his team, all that fun stuff. So
great. I'm going to circle back to that, but real quick.
Yes.
I was just looking down I forgot. I thought the transfer receivers for Kansas State did pretty good. Like Jaron Brantley had that big play around. They did that. They played well. I was wrong with that, but there was, like I said, that passing game just wasn't consistent. But no, I think people underestimate how, I don't even know how to describe it, but oh man, I can't even remember the word, but for how long the roster's been there, like everybody knows each other.
Yep.
They had the continuity, this and that. Like they're all on the same page, really. I mean, I think they all think the same, or at least similar to each other. I mean, you've got a experienced quarterback, Rocco Beck. You've got Matt Campbell, who's been an excellent coach. It feels like they're all on the same page, and they all just have this. They all have the trust and confidence in each other to be able to do the right thing. Is what I think really. It's something that you don't see on the field, but it is something that is huge in the overall just mentality of each player. That's again, it just gets completely overlooked by every single person, but it is really a huge impact on the game. Is they all want to play for each other, they want to fight for each other, and I think Iowa State's just a really good, smart team.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Matt Campbell because that culture. I mean, what he's built there, that's just. It's actually like we think of Iowa State now as just like a decent program, but like let's not act like it wasn't in the gutter a couple of years ago.
I mean, compared to where they before, I mean, they're basically compared to what they were. I think Matt Campbell has his program running probably at about the best it could possibly be ran, for what it's worth. Also, I want to touch on Carson Hansen too, and the O-line. So second half, the Iowa State O-line just flipped the switch. Hansen was out for the second and third quarter. I don't know if they're resting or if he was maybe banged up a little bit, or they're just we're gonna let Sama get this quarter, whatever they were doing. But Hansen in that fourth quarter, Hansen in that fourth quarter just took over the game. Really just took over, and I think that's obviously what ended up winning them game. Him being down at the 1 yard line too, huge, absolutely huge. I mean, if he scores, or Kansas State at least has a chance. Would they have done something? I doubt it, but they could have made it.
I mean, you never know especially
you never know
with how wet the ball could have been on that kickoff. Like if they did an onside kick.
Yep.
Who knows?
You never know, but no, them being down at the 1, 2-minute warnings right there. They can just kneel everything out in bowl game. Overall, I think perfect way to start off the season. I mean, you can't get an elite matchup.
Yep.
You can get a good matchup with, again, chaos in the mix. That's peak. That's peak college football.
I was going to mention too, I think Navy and Notre Dame is the only game that went, how do I say this? It was more than 3 points. Mm-hmm. So the last, I think they've had like 5 matchups.
Oh yeah, the past like 2 or 3 have been like 24-21 exactly.
Yeah.
There's been 45 points scored in each of them or whatever.
Yeah,
except like 1.
That's pretty insane.
And and Notre Dame Navy was 42-3.
Yeah, that's we got to talk about one player here specifically, Carson Hansen. You mentioned his name. I mean, we kind of mentioned it before, especially with our preview show, but James Neal, the left tackle, we knew there could have been some struggles there. We saw him early. That left side of the line, honestly, it was struggling early for sure. So definitely in that second half, they moved the ball towards the right side. They mentioned it on the broadcast. I mean, Carson Hansen, especially when you have Abusama just giving you a decent workload, I should say. I mean, that running back room is pretty damn good. This Iowa State team is definitely something to be reckoned with. I saw that after the game that they won't play a ranked team as of now until November 1st. So
yeah, it's really end of October is when that schedule picks up. So they start playing BYU, Arizona State, and then I think there's another team in there. They also have Colorado and I can't remember the other team. There's another team right before that Colorado game that are, I think it's Cincinnati. Could be something, maybe, but we don't know anything about those teams. I'd expect them to be able to handle both of those.
Yep.
But I mean, like I said, like everyone's saying, it really until end of October, early November is when they'll actually have something.
Yeah, let's see. Do I have anything else? Another thing.
Yep.
I think Rocco mentioned it in the post-game interview. The OC gave him 2 play calls.
Yep.
And he was able to choose which one he wanted to go with for the play that sealed the game.
That goes back to that trust with that team.
Yes. How dope is that, man? That's just...
I remember hearing that too. Like, that's elite.
Okay. We got to go stats of the game. Taylor J19. Go Iowa State. Okay. I have a feeling there's some bias there. Anyway, stats of the game. I have a couple here, and I think you may as well. Third down inefficiency. Iowa State was 3 of 14 on third down. Kansas State was 5 of 13. Talk about a game that you actually need to win third downs.
Yep.
Neither team did so today. So that's pretty incredible.
If anything, Kansas State did better. Kansas State literally did better.
They did
on third downs, and still, like I said, they just couldn't capitalize on anything.
And the next stat that basically tells you the game: Iowa State 3 of 3 on fourth down. Kansas State 1 of 4. I might go on a rant here. Okay, so save me if I do.
I got
this
you.
Analytic BS. I am almost done with it.
That and the gambling stuff.
I like the fact that we're not kicking field goals. I don't know if they don't trust their special teams at all or what, but the fact that we're not kicking field goals, like 30-yard field goals, to get 3 points is literally what cost you this game. Because you thought it's so cool. Oh, I get a 60% chance to get this first down. I might as well take
this first down. I might score a touchdown.
Exactly. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, and I'm going to use Iowa as an example. Like, if you play Iowa in 2 weeks, like, that's a team that's going to beat you in special teams.
Yep.
No matter what. So and we're not going to get into that yet, but like, I think this how do I say this? This Iowa State defense has some holes for sure, especially opposite side of Jeremiah Cooper, Jontez Williams. They really did their thing today. Linebackers, I mean, no offense, I think Iowa's O-line is definitely a little meatier, if that's even a word, a little meatier than K-State. So I think we're going to see some fireworks in a couple weeks. But I just had something to say about that, the analytics BS, because I'm tired of seeing it lose games for teams.
Take your points. Give yourself a better chance of winning the game.
Yes. And also,
big thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that final fourth down call, I'm not sure about that one either. I mean, obviously, it ended up being the right thing to do.
Yep.
But at the same time, you're probably right to go for it there.
I think that position with how deep you are into their territory, like it's not really going to cost you a whole bunch. You still got to Kansas State still got to go down the field and score on that. We're struggling to do that other than a couple broken plays, really. At that point, you've got a chance to completely just ice the game. Do it. If it's that's what I would do. I mean, because the field goal, I mean, I'm sure you go up, you can force them to score a touchdown, but if you have a chance to just completely just outright take the game right there, sure, go for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Stat I want to get into.
Okay. Let's go. No. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm just looking here. It's just the overall rushing attempts. You were talking earlier how Iowa State leaned into the run game.
Yep.
And like you said, I mean, really costed Kansas State the game. I mean, Kansas State wasn't able to really get anything going too much on the ground. At least it was extremely inconsistent. But the total rushing attempts is Kansas State 27. Iowa State had 46. And we're 1.5 times, almost 2 times the amount of rushing yards. And obviously, Iowa State had a lead for a good portion of the game. So obviously, they're trying to control the clock a little bit since it's a messy game. And I mean, they weren't separated too much in yardage. I mean, Iowa State had 130, Kansas State had 110. But
yes,
I said that passing game wasn't there for most of the game, really. I mean, you have Dylan Edwards out. Maybe him being out impacts it a bit there, but I felt like Kansas State, I don't even know. I don't know. Once the game's over, I kind of like airbrush out of my head like everything that happened. So like I have to write down not like a play-by-play, but like key moments like, oh, this happened. But
no, I was going to mention you almost hit the nail on the head. I kind of wanted you to get there, but you almost did.
I missed it. Hit my phone.
So you said you were talking about rushing.
Yep.
Iowa State had 46 attempts. K-State had 27.
Yep.
When we talk about leaning on teams, this is the difference. It doesn't matter if, Iowa State only had 20 more rushing yards total than K-State. Yep. The amount of times the run blocking happens is the weight on these D linemen. So it's like we're talking about leaning on teams like this is it. Even though statistically it doesn't help you, the attempts definitely helped, and it also controlled the clock. Yep. So that's definitely important as well. That was actually one of my stats too, so I'm glad you brought that up. Another one that I had, penalties. Sorry. Penalties. Iowa State had 1. Kansas State had 6. I heard during the game that last year Iowa State was, I think, the least penalized team in the entire country. So I think this is another culture thing. There's another credit to Matt Campbell. The lack of penalties. I know Iowa is pretty good at this as well. I mean, I just kind of thought it was in the States that, like, even the penalty that they did get, I thought was a little crazy. But I know that certain penalties for Kansas State definitely were just boneheaded, like that defensive pass interference on 3rd and goal. Like, just move your feet, man. Like, why are we putting our feet in cement bricks Just move your feet and you're good. And we're just being lazy. So that was one of them. Time of possession, nearly 34 minutes for Iowa State, 26 minutes for Kansas State. Time of possession for me is one of the biggest stats in football. If you're able to control the game on the ground, I think like Iowa State did, I mean, that's the game. Unless you're an explosive offense, which we've seen sometimes Kansas State is, but they just weren't that in the first half. I think that's what'll hurt you. But for this game, when it's wetter than everything, when nobody can really catch a ball in that first half, what Avery Johnson's first pass completion was to his right tackle. And he looked like he was throwing knuckleballs out there, man. Like there wasn't like tight spirals like Rocco was throwing. So yeah, I mean, it's just a crazy game. It's one of those games like you knew it was going to come down to the fourth quarter. I thought once it was like 24-14, I thought that was kind of like that's probably it right here because all the defense has to do is sit in their zones and let everything go in front of them.
Yep.
And then this bonehead, number 20, don't even have his name, goes under. He tries to undercut his zone and 65-yard touchdown to Jerron Bradley. So that kind of let Kansas State get back in the game. But overall, I thought Iowa State was the better team. I guess the next question for you is, what's next for both of these teams?
Yeah. I actually sent you a text about this. So I want to go back and make sure I hit what I wanted to say. So this was more early in the game. I was looking at the passing offense with them. I was looking for who was out of the receiver, not the tight ends. We see tight ends are clearly there, ready to make a play, and maybe that's what they'll be relying on this year. But is there another real threat, like genuine threat that can make a play that didn't happen today? Maybe it was just not going to happen today. But I'm just looking for one of those transfer receivers to step up, or one of the homegrown players like Eli Green. Yeah. Did he come in from North Dakota State a couple years ago, Eli Green? But still, he's been there for a year. But just looking for one of those guys to step up and fill in the shoes. And like I said, maybe that's going to be the tight ends this year. Maybe the tight ends are going to be the guys that fill the shoes. But I wasn't too worried about that. That wasn't a huge question for me. They got it done. I think they were fine. Rocco played a Rocco game. He's not going to wow you with, 23 for 25 passing, crazy stats. He's going to be, he'll have a few incompletions in there, but he's going to be a leader. He's still going to control that game. Defense looked really good. Going into the game, I'd say the question's probably still the same. Is the O-line. Again, a couple injuries. And early in the game, it was getting devoured early in the game. Obviously, like I said before, I mean, we had players in new positions, a couple guys out that weren't expected to really be out. By the second half, though, it looks like they really just stepped it up, and they kind of took that question away. But if I had to have one, it'd be how well is that O-line going to hold up, or are they going to have to keep playing guys at different positions, plugging them here, plugging them there? Run game's fine. Passing game is going to grow, I would imagine. Defense looked fine, other than it's just a couple random mistakes. Like I said, I think they looked pretty good on all fronts on the defense. Played a good football game out there. Let me see if I'm not missing out on anything, but yeah, felt pretty good. I thought the offense might have been stagnant at times, but I think that was just props to how Kansas State was playing earlier in the game. Not really worried about. I don't have too many worries about Iowa State, at least right now. From gathering what I got out of this game, the questions I did have partially got solved, it looks like, as the game went on. And again, it's early in the season, so these questions, hopefully you want to be able to get those answers as soon as you can. For Kansas State, on the other hand, one, the question I didn't have before the game that I have now would be, is this run game something that's going to be able to really get going? Are they able to find any explosiveness out of it? Now you throw in the fact that, hey, Dylan Edwards was out for quite literally pretty much the entire game. He played like one snap, and that was a punt return.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't judge it too harshly, but the running game for sure with it was probably my biggest question on offense. Elsewhere, I thought they were fine, but consistency, being able to actually capitalize on stuff and actually actually capitalizing game momentum for the team. Biggest question overall, though, is going to continue to be the pass defense, because it felt like that's where Iowa State was really able to make up ground, was just on the passing plays. They didn't have anything like super explosive, but when they needed to pass, it felt like they were able to get it for the most part. It's late in the game. Early in the game, I'm ignoring that. Early in the game doesn't matter. No one's throwing the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
All in it. But no, it had been in the pass coverage. I said you got a lot of young players, and I know they had a freshman safety starting this game. Just a lot of inexperience back there, other than VJ Payne, and even VJ Payne didn't do great. Had a couple mistakes himself, especially with that PI. I can let my cat out. If you've got anything else you want to add in on that, go for it.
No, I kind of feel the same way as you do. I was actually going to ask you 2 questions.
Yep.
And I'm not really sure how I feel about these 2 questions either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first question. If these 2 teams played 10 times, how many does Iowa State win and how many does Kansas State win?
I'd go... That's tough. Right now, like as of right now.
Yes.
Dylan Edwards out or Dylan Edwards in?
We'll say he comes back. He's come back. Yeah, we'll say he's in.
I'd say Iowa State 6-4 or 7-3 is what I would say.
Okay, so
I'd maybe maybe 8. Maybe 8. It felt overall that Iowa State was the better team, but at the same time, and how close it was, I don't know. I would probably say closer to 6-4 or 7-3.
Okay, and my next question, and this kind of leads into what this whole question is about.
Yep.
Do you think there's any way, like, is it just one of those cases where Iowa State is just the better team? Or is there any way that Kansas State could come back and make themselves better or possibly make themselves a Big 12 championship contender after this loss?
Pass defense, really, is what I would say. If they can find some answers, some guys can step up.
Yep.
Or just get the experience, figure out what they're doing. I don't think they even played terrible today, but that was just my biggest question going in. They didn't really impress me. Every time Iowa State completed a pass, it was just in the back of my head. Well, they only completed 14.
Yeah.
But, it just felt that they were able to get it when they really needed it. Otherwise, other question is just going to be on the offense. Is Avery Johnson able to really step up? I mean, if you look at the box score, you would think, wow, Avery Johnson had a great game.
Yeah.
What a great game. But in reality, actually watching the game, you're like, you're looking for more out of it. So really, you just need some other guys to step up on the offense. And like I said, no one really played awful. Like Avery Johnson played fine. Your receivers played fine. You just couldn't run the ball. Like that was really, you didn't run the ball, I should say. You couldn't, it's not that you couldn't run the ball. I just don't think you, like you said, you didn't lean into it enough. But consistency on offense, capitalize on what's given to you. That way you're not playing from behind the entire game like they were. That's what I would say.
Okay, perfect. What was I going to say? Wow, I forgot what I was going to say. I mean, oh yeah, okay, I remembered. Okay, so remember last week when we were having a preview show?
Yep.
We talked about turnovers being the main point of emphasis for Kansas State.
Yep.
And how if they had 2 or more turnovers, they were 0-4.
Mm-hmm.
How many turnovers
they get the ball away?
Yes.
They had that fumble. Ooh, man, I don't even know if I remember another one. I don't remember, but I imagine they probably had another one somewhere.
Yep. So they had a Joe Jackson
the turnover on downs, but okay,
yep.
Yeah.
So the muff punt and the Joe Jackson fumble.
I didn't see that one, but
2 turnovers. And it's kind of crazy because neither of them was an interception for Avery Johnson.
Yep.
So he played obviously he didn't play well in that first half.
Yep.
But neither did Rocco. So it's like, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt being that it was raining that hard. I feel like he could have used his legs more often. Like as far as quarterback run. But
his running game was really good, I thought.
So I don't know. I just feel like I left feeling disappointed from this Kansas State team.
You didn't get enough.
Yes.
You got a little bit of an appetizer, but the entree just it wasn't there.
Exactly. Like I wish it was more. But I mean, also left feeling like Iowa State's the better team.
Yep.
They play like it. They have the better culture. Even though Kansas State's got a great culture, they have a better culture now. Quarterback's better at this point. I mean, I was even impressed with the fact that they used Rocco's legs a little bit this game. So,
he looked pretty good.
I mean, they looked like they should be a top 25 team.
Yep.
And we'll get a chance to see if that comes true in these next few weeks. So,
yep.
I mean, that's kind of all I got on Iowa State, Kansas State. Fun game. We've been waiting for it for how many months?
Yep.
So I'm glad we got to see it. I think going back to the point, I think Kansas State can rebound. It's just going to be tough. They got to stay healthy. Iowa State's got to stay healthy. But right now, obviously, Iowa State is the front runner of the Big 12 until further notice. So
exactly. I mean, as of right now, Iowa State's the number 1 seed in the playoff.
That is true.
Best resume.
Yes. I almost fathom what is there a playoff where like a 2-loss Big 12 champion is like a 11 seed, 10 seed?
Yes.
Because there definitely is a scenario where that happens.
If one of the Big 12 teams is 10-2, all the other 10-2 teams are gonna be above them. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. Moving on here. We got the second game of the day. Only can find this game on the Mountain West Conference website. That's a W plug, by the way.
I called
UNLV 38, Idaho State 31.
What a crazy game.
Yes.
I caught a bit of it. I joined in late, kind of watched it intermittently. But, okay, first of all, the first play that I really remember seeing was later in the game. I know I'm jumping way forward ahead, but it was like third quarter. And it was a pass to the sideline deep ball. Guy catches it. You couldn't really tell if he got the toe drag in or not on replay, but they called it a completion, which I was surprised because I was like, from first look at it, like while the play's happening, it's like, oh, he just got pushed out. Dang, that's tough. And they gave it a catch to Idaho State, and they ended up scoring off of that, which was, I thought it was crazy. But
yeah, I didn't catch like the beginning of this game, but I did see highlights of it, like the what was it? The reverse double pass into a touchdown. Idaho State came out firing. UNLV actually let it drive all the way down to the goal line and then fumbled it on the goal line. So they actually ended up winning this game. So credit to UNLV for coming back, but also is it one of those games that we even give UNLV credit for beating an Idaho State team by 7?
I mean, they gave up 550 yards to Idaho State. Both teams had over 500 yards, by the way. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is like, you go from like the ugliest game or like a grungy, just like week 0 game to also the other kind of week 0 game where you got a 30.5 point favorite losing to an Idaho State team that no one really knows much about.
Yeah.
Obviously, a whole bunch of newness with UNLV too. But what 2 crazy things that are both like the most like week 0 thing of all time is a team that's projected to be one of the best G5 teams, probably the second best team in the Mountain West, giving up 550 yards to Idaho State.
Yes, and we also got to think about another thing too: money.
Mm-hmm.
The UNLV, NIL, whatever you want to call it, they are making way more money than this Idaho State team to bring in transfers. Alex Orji, for example, like it's almost, and we don't know this because obviously Idaho State hasn't played a full season yet, but this is almost more of a credit to Idaho State than it is
absolutely
a win for UNLV. So,
I mean, you're a 30.5 point underdog. It's absolutely credit to Idaho State.
I don't know. I almost feel bad because UNLV is supposed to be one of those top tier G5 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm not so sure about that. So
I mean, they literally could have spent a bad game too.
Yeah, like that's true.
This stuff happens all the time where a team will struggle with a team they're not supposed to, and they're still end up becoming a top team. It's like it's week 0, but it's the biggest question mark is gonna be on defense. Giving up 550 yards to an FCS team is gonna be pretty jarring for most. I think the run game for UNLV was like the offense on UNLV wasn't even bad. Like it wasn't bad, but the defense on the other hand they were getting cooked.
Oh, that's another thing. Jaden Thomas. I mean, due to the fact that Ashton Genty isn't there anymore, we might have a new best running back in the G5.
Mm-hmm.
He had 10 carries for 147 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is absurd. Anthony Calandra was their second leading rusher.
Mm-hmm.
So the quarterback that's supposed to be more pass heavy.
I saw him make a couple runs. I'm like, okay, what's the point of Alex Origi being here? Whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
What's the point of him being here if Calandra's already doing that? And obviously he played. How much did Alex play? If any.
I mean, you got 3 passes at quarterback. You got 6 rush attempts. So he also lost a fumble. So probably why he didn't play. Yeah. I mean, Alex Orji. Good luck in insurance, pal. Let's go here. We got scores from week 0.
Mm-hmm.
Got to make sure I update these. Sam Houston, 24. Western Kentucky, 34.
Hey, guess who's balling out?
Who?
Maverick McIvor. McIvor. I don't know how to say his name, but 29 of 44, 325, 3 touchdowns.
Who's that for?
Dog. Western Kentucky.
I heard they're supposed to be pretty good this year.
That's what we were talking about. I don't think we put it. I can't remember if did we have them in our top 5 G5? Maybe they were.
I think they were an honorable mention, but we kind of cut it down from that. So
yeah. EJ Warner. Oh, never mind. Kansas balled out. Stanford losing to Hawaii 14-13 early in the third quarter. Mr. Eliado, we were talking about 14 for 17, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns.
14 to 17
for 97 yards.
He might. Okay, whoa, wait a minute. 97 divided by 14. Give me about 7.5.
That's
not terrible, but it's also
it's 7. It's 6.9.
Okay,
they are throwing the ball short and let them receivers cook. It looks like. Let's see what else. What else is on? Is that it? That's it. That's it. Other than a bunch of FCS games.
Yeah, that's.
Which I'm sure there's a couple good FCS games. I'll see if I can pull any of those up. FCS, we got ranked matchup. I believe it's like top 15 matchup. UC Davis up 23-17 on Mercer. NC Central, North Carolina Central versus Southern, 17-14 early in the third. Nichols with Mr. Deuce Hogan, our GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
Former GOAT. 21-36, 221 yards and a touchdown. Beat Incarnate Word 20-6. Tarleton State dominated Portland State. Is that all that's on there? Anything else? Man, I need more. Like, where's we maybe there's a D2 or D3 game on?
Bro, it's so crazy. We're gonna talk about it, but it's so crazy how insane next week is.
It is crazy.
Like, it's gonna have to be a multi-view kind of
entire
night. The entire slate.
I'm gonna see if there's any
11 to freaking whatever time is gonna be crazy.
I think. Okay, there's an FCS game next week. Linwood and St. Thomas. I'm pretty sure Linwood's been decent lately. St. Thomas has been obviously one of the top programs. That could be a. I'm talking about FCS games.
Yeah, I know.
I'm starving, man. Western Illinois to Illinois. Illinois will do just fine. VMI Navy, North Dakota State goes to the Citadel. Not worried. Not really worried about anything here. Nothing crazy. Montana State at Oregon. Top FCS program. Doubt that'll be anything.
Oregon played against Boise State last year.
Exactly. I mean, it's 29.5 right now, but
give me Montana State to cover that shit.
I might maybe. I don't know. Nothing else of any note. Yeah, I wanted to see maybe like North Dakota State or South Dakota State was playing some big shot, but they're not. I'd tune into that. Let's go back to D1 here. Do you have anything else on the docket other than week 1?
I don't think so. I'm keeping my eyes on this Hawaii Stanford game.
Mm-hmm.
I had Hawaii. Yeah, I had Hawaii winning by 1. I think you had Stanford by a decent amount.
I don't even remember, man. It might have been either 3 scores or 3 points.
It
was 3 scores or 3 points, man. It was close. I think I adjusted mine to like a 3 or 4 point game.
Yeah, you had a 7-point game.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. You are currently 1-0. You picked Iowa State last second. I should just give you half a point for that.
Come on, man. No, I did my research.
Yeah. Okay.
I had a pick originally, and I realized that my research, my decision based upon my research was clearly flawed.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to flip my decision. AKA, I was like, you know what? You were kind of talking up a little bit of Iowa State a little bit because you were asking some questions about Kansas State, and I was like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Chris Smooth, why not let it fly? Let's get into some week 1 games. We'll go day by day on this. Some of the fun matchups. So there's actually a good amount on Thursday. Like actually quite a bit of good games on Thursday. A lot of under the radar games. Obviously, you've got Boise State, South Florida, premier G5 matchup early in the season. Maddox Madsen, Sire Gaines, Louder, Chris Marshall, and there's a receiver I'm forgetting for Boise State going up against. Is South Florida? Are they the ones? Caples, yep. South Florida, they got baby Calvin Johnson, right?
Yep.
Yep. And good quarterback there. Should be a good defense too. Over under 63.5 on that. Boise State's a 6.5 point favorite. That's gonna be a fun game in South Florida. Raymond James, that'll be fun.
Yeah, hopefully it's not raining.
Hopefully not. Under the radar game, Ohio goes to Rutgers. Rutgers favored by 14.5. Ohio, we were pretty high on.
Yeah.
Do you remember who their quarterback is at Ohio?
Navarro graduated, right?
No, Parker Navarro's back.
Oh, he's still there? Okay.
I'm certain he's still there. I'm pretty sure he's still there.
Okay.
That could be a fun one. Maybe a surprise. Yep. 5 p.m. kick. That's crazy. Boise and South Florida kick off at 4:30. Maybe 5:30 Eastern. I assume this is probably Central. Which is crazy on a Thursday night. That's awesome. East Carolina goes to NC State. NC State's an 11.5 point favorite. Aura. You'll just see it. Can East Carolina actually bounce back as a program? Yep. Jacksonville State's been a good, I believe they're CUSA, I'd imagine. They have to be. Jacksonville State's been pretty good in their year or two in the FBS. They go to UCF. UCF favored pretty big. There's Wyoming, Akron later in the day. Buffalo, Minnesota. Minnesota's favored pretty big. Maybe
that would be a close one.
We also could be just unreasonably high in Buffalo for no reason.
Yeah.
But their defense should be good. Their defense should be solid. The offense.
But also, we got to see something from that Minnesota quarterback before I give them the benefit of the doubt. So
true. Nebraska not at Cincy. Nebraska plays Cincinnati at Arrowhead. Why? Literally, why? Like, it's not even like it's a. If you're gonna play a neutral site game in season, at least pick one that's like an actual venue, like a genuine venue that, like, media purposes. But who's really going to Nebraska, Cincy? So that makes sense that it's in Missouri, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because who else is really going to go to that? You got Miami, Ohio going to Wisconsin. That's a night game. Again, could get interesting. If Wisconsin is tight in that game with Miami, Ohio, or if they lose that game, Luke Fickell's getting fired. Luke Fickell's getting fired this season.
You're getting fired, buddy.
And
bro, it's so crazy because he's such a good. I think he's on. That was a great hire for Wisconsin, and you somehow managed to.
It was just a terrible offensive coordinator hire.
Yes, because changing the identity of that program is what ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Like going to air raid when you're a ground and pound Big Ten West team.
Now they're fighting to get back to it.
And sometimes it's just like that's not how it works.
Friday
so you might have to, lose your head coach.
Exactly. It's not even necessarily. I mean, it was his fault.
Even though he's not bad. So like, there's a possible chance that he could lose his job at Wisconsin,
and it would be deserved.
And he would get hired at a better program.
State.
Yes.
Maybe.
Like, he would put himself in a better position if he got fired.
Absolutely. Most likely. Depends on...
Which is insane.
How the cards fall, but that's an absolute possibility.
Yes.
Going to Friday, let's see. We got Western Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan State's heavy favorites in that. App State, Charlotte. 6.5-point favorites for App State. That could be a fun one. Probably the game. Oh, no, that's not the game of the night. There's two game of the nights to watch. Both kick off at 7, ESPN and Fox. So we've got on Fox, Auburn goes to Baylor. Auburn currently a 2.5-point favorite. We'll see Sawyer Robinson go against Jackson Arnold. That's going to be an incredibly fun game.
Let's save those.
Save these ones?
Okay. Yes, for what we're about to do.
Okay. Well, I got you. We'll mention some here real quick. We'll just mention them.
Yeah, you can mention the other ones.
Georgia Tech, Colorado. UNLV Houston could be maybe. UNLV is a 13-point favorite. I don't know how to feel about that. It's in San Houston.
Yeah, definitely not anymore.
Who knows? And then obviously we go to the Saturday slate. This is wow. Start off with banger. Texas at Ohio State. What an incredible matchup. Syracuse at Tennessee on ABC. Tennessee's pretty big favorites. That's in Atlanta, Georgia. Why? Who knows? Like, please stop with these neutral site games. International to start the season in Ireland. Sure, I'll allow it, but I don't like it. I'll allow it, but these random offsite games just suck, dude.
Yeah,
like they don't have that juice. It feels good, but also at the same time, it doesn't have juice. And most of those games, maybe they do live up to the hype a decent amount, but I feel like whenever I watch an early season matchup that's hyped up, I just think back to the Alabama-Florida State game, and we'll get into that soon here too. Mississippi State goes to Southern Miss. That's cool. I like that. Let's see what else we got. Northwestern going to Tulane. We've got. Man, we're getting a lot of mid here. Alabama goes to Doak Campbell. Florida State, that'll be fun. Iowa State, I doubt this will be anything, but South Dakota's been a good FCS team. They play Iowa State. I don't expect too much out of that. Montana State goes to Oregon. top SCS team. Anything else? There's more. There's more coming. I'm just scrolling, man. LSU, Clemson. So that 2:30 window might be a little weak. Other than you've really got Alabama and Florida State. Yeah, that 2:30 window gets a little weak. There's really one game to watch.
Yeah.
Later in the day, you get LSU, Clemson, 6:30 kick. That's a primetime game. That might be it, man. Is that really it? No, wait, that's it. Are all the good games early on? Cal, Oregon State, 9:30 kick. Hawaii at Arizona, Utah at UCLA, Colorado State, Washington, end the night. Sunday,
2 good ones.
Those are good. Sunday, 2 p.m. kick. You got Virginia Tech at South Carolina. Oh, sorry, my bad. In Atlanta, Georgia, because why not? And then we go to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Notre Dame goes to play Miami. I just got some of the flu in my mouth. And on Monday, one of the most fun games of the week, projected to be. Storyline's going to be huge. TCU goes to North Carolina, and that's pretty much your week one. I feel like I probably just rambled on there for 20 minutes.
You definitely did.
I have a tendency.
Listen, it's okay. We're live. Barely anybody watching. We're fine. Okay.
We got 40 people in the chat, guys. Thank you guys so much for
guys. Thanks.
Tuning up.
Hopefully, one of them is not YouTube claiming to shut down the channel for games in the background. Anyway, we got to get to our week one preview. We kind of already did it because of your rambling, but
that's what
we got to talk a little bit more, and we'll make our official picks. If anybody in the chat wants to say anything.
Are we doing like official picks? Like, are we recording in the week or no?
This is going to be recorded.
Are we like recording another one, or is this?
This is it. This is it.
Okay, so we're not going to do like a huge deep dive into these. We're just going to go college game day.
Our knowledge is decent enough.
Maybe.
To the point.
Situational. Depends.
I think, yes. Based on certain teams, I think it's good enough. We've done enough looking at these teams all through the summer. I think we should know what we're doing. If we don't, just say like, I got, like they do on college game day. Like,
dude,
some dude just say, shit. I got Kansas State.
I like the Wildcat. I've liked that logo.
Yeah, and then they just move on. It's like, who cares? Taylor Jane, thank you for watching, being a loyal viewer to the channel. Thank you. Listen, let's get into it. I should probably take this off.
Should I? Yeah, you gotta take that off.
Yes.
Should I back up my camera a little bit? I'm kind of.
I think we're kind of perfect, to be honest. Okay.
I feel a crazy zoom, man.
Well,
I'm staring myself.
First time you're feeling big ever. Anyway.
Pause. That's crazy.
All right, let's. Should we do like a regular intro like we normally do, or no? Yes.
Yes. Because
welcome back to Beyond the Line of Scrimmage. This is Cody. I am Montana.
Redo it. I don't know if they separate audio in this, so I was talking over you. I don't want to.
We lost.
Just redo it, man.
Okay.
Live.
Welcome back to Beyond the Line of Scrimmage. This is Cody. I am Montana. We are going to give you guys our week one previews and predictions. We don't know everything about every single team, but for the big games, we definitely have a say on who's going to win those. We will start on Friday. We got Auburn at Baylor in Waco, Texas. Should be a fun one. What do you got there?
I'm excited to watch the quarterbacks play. It's probably the biggest thing.
Yep.
Cam Coleman and Auburn, probably your biggest star overall.
Yep.
I don't have much notes on either of these teams personally now. I don't think I even had Baylor in my top 6. Maybe I did have Baylor in the top 6 of Big 12. I know Auburn wasn't. You kind of liked Auburn a lot. And I feel like I maybe have talked you out of it. I definitely talked you out of it. You were like, you're leaning on. You're like, I might, but I was like, no. In Waco, man. That's tough.
Okay, I'll go from here.
I'll
Okay.
let you cook a little bit
Yes.
here.
Okay. Let's start with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've lost my momentum for Auburn anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because of what I've seen these past few weeks surface online with the whole, we're going to have 3 different coordinators calling 3 different plays on each series of downs. We might play 3 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not sold on that approach.
That just shows you they don't have. It really just means they don't have confidence in the guy.
And for a team that already was like, hey, our defense has to dial it back a little bit because we want Jackson Arnold to get confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but you're less than a week away. Like, it's time to play.
Exactly.
Okay? You're
Games are
facing
here.
a team in Baylor that has all the confidence in the world because of how they ended their season last year.
Mm-hmm. And they're playing a home game.
Exactly. And it's going to be in Waco. And it's going to be SEC versus Big 12. Everybody wants to beat the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you're going to go in there and people are going to call for your head because that's what they want in that game. I mean, honestly, I still don't even know who to pick. This is like almost coin flip. Like, I just talked down Auburn so crazy, but
this gives me like 21, 24 to 16 vibes is what this game gives me.
And I think just based on my confidence meter in each team, I'm honestly going to go Baylor. I'm not sold on any of the quarterbacks that they have other than the guy that he's a true freshman for Auburn. I can't even remember his name. Deuce something. Can't remember his name, but I think I like the confidence of Baylor. I like the running back for Baylor, Sawyer Robertson. I think they got a better offense. Defensively, that's where I'm kind of not sure yet. But as far as who's going to lead a team down the field in a 2-minute situation, give me Baylor.
I'm going to take Baylor too. I think there's a lot of momentum-esque stuff kind of relies for Auburn on this game. Like this is a huge game for Auburn to get it going, and if they can't, I think it's gonna be a struggle for the season for them. But yeah, like you said, not extremely confident with the quarterback situation. Everybody's calling a play. That means you got 3 different minds working, and guess what? 3 different minds don't think the exact same. Even if you've got the same exact culture, Auburn doesn't have that culture. I should say. Some programs, maybe like an Iowa State, maybe you could try that out. Maybe it would be fine. Get a look. Hey, your quarterback, you choose a play. Matt Campbell and OC, I'm sure they're probably more down in, but you got a newer head coach, Hugh Freeze there. They really need to get the ship sailing. Really do. I just don't think they do.
Looks like Taylor Jane's going with Auburn. So we'll have to see how that goes. That is Friday night. Also Friday night, we have Georgia Tech at Colorado. Another fun one. My head is leaning Georgia Tech.
I'm Georgia Tech. I don't even have to say much.
Okay, so we got 2 Georgia Techs already.
I'd love, like, I've been extremely high on Georgia Tech the entire offseason.
I am as well.
I've expected them to win this game for a while. I would love for you to give me a little bit of a read into Colorado because that's been a team that I haven't really been able to just piece. I don't think anyone is really able to.
I think, honestly, it's somewhat of the same story as last year. Except now you don't have Shedeur Sanders and you don't have Travis Hunter.
You lost 2 of the best players in the country.
You lost 2 of your stars. The juice that makes Colorado go, you lose that. So now it's like, okay, where does your production come from? And yes, while Shedeur was sacked, 70 times, many more times than that in the past few years, he still gave you 4,000 yards in his sleep. You know what I mean? So that's where I remember 2 years ago, you and I kind of liked Caden Salter. Kind of had a disappointing year last year. I think they're going to rock with Caden Salter just because of experience. but I think they won't be hesitant to go to Julian Lewis as soon as things start going south.
Oh, as soon as they need to, I think they will.
Confidence meter, if that's where I'm judging it, I'm obviously giving Georgia Tech the edge. They're bringing back Haynes King, Jamal Haynes, Malik Rutherford.
I'm extremely confident in Georgia Tech.
I mean, yes.
Offensively, defensively, I love Georgia Tech. It's been a program that I've always kind of not necessarily cling to, but I've always had a soft spot for.
Yeah.
So the fact that they have all this with them, I'm not picking against Georgia Tech other than maybe Clemson.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Georgia Tech over Colorado. We're gonna find out a lot. I mean, it's week 1.
Yeah.
It's week 1. We quite literally we know a couple things about these teams, but in the whole scheme of things, in actual football being played, we know nothing about these teams. All we know is practice reps in the past season, which past season, it's in the past. It doesn't really matter now.
Yep. And I am also going to go Georgia Tech. I believe physicality just too much. We got 2 Georgia Tech votes there. Moving into Saturday, possibly the biggest game of the year as far as rankings goes. Texas at Ohio State. Honestly, I'm just going to say this now. My head thinks Texas should be kind of an easy favorite in this one. But based on what I've heard and everything kind of leaning into this game, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what I think myself.
I think I was listening to Coward earlier, and I think he nailed it. He was talking about how Ohio State went into Oregon last year, and they lost the game, but he walked out saying, you're playing in Autzen.
Yep.
You're playing in one of the loudest environments, one of the toughest places to play. You still lose that game, and you can still be the better team. And that's true in a lot of different situations in college football, but big-time road games like this especially, Texas can come in here, lose by 3 to 10 points, and I could walk out and say, Texas is probably the better team. They move over to neutral field, they probably get it. For me, this one's tough. It is literally a toss-up. I mean, if you're going experience-wise, you're choosing Texas.
Yep.
I know you're losing out on Arch, obviously, but I think overall player personnel and overall talent that they brought back as a whole grand scheme.
Yep.
Probably going Texas.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited to watch. This is awesome. Creating 2 brand new quarterbacks who we haven't seen really play.
Yeah.
I mean, Arch played a little bit. Julian had a couple of garbage time snaps. This is the first time we're seeing them in a marquee matchup. And the fact that it's the first time for both of them is extremely exciting because there's so many questions for us to be answered. This is what's happening. Yeah. All the questions that we've had, every thought is about to be delivered and answered for us right here. And that's what makes it so exciting. I think Texas has a better roster, but I just got an itch with it being in the shoe. I like a lot of the pieces that Ohio State has. I'm taking Ohio State. I think the home environment, I think that carries them through for this game. I think quarterback plays may be pretty similar for both these guys. I think they're both going to be pretty good. One of them might struggle. Who knows? They both have great weapons. I think Ohio State probably has a little bit better weapons. Max Clare, Carnell Tate. Dude, I don't know if I ever showed you this, but I got a signed Carnell Tate card, man. It's out of 30. Doesn't matter. Just Jeremiah Smith out there. You got a good defense, whereas Texas is having to plug in a lot more guys. I mean, both teams are. What am I talking about? Ohio State's got to repiece a whole bunch too. Both teams are retooling, really. I'm going Ohio State, man. I like the fact that they're at home. I think overall they're gonna be pretty similar teams in a sense. I think Ohio State's be more of a passive team, but compared to Texas, I think Texas might have a little bit better running, but I want to see what James Peoples does for Ohio State. I'm excited to watch him. I want to see all these breakout players because we know those dudes. We don't know their names. We don't have that proven production, but we know that there is aliens that we're about to uncover, and they're about to become some of the faces of college football. You could go either team in this game, and I'm not going to hate on it. I'm going to go Ohio State with the home advantage.
Yeah, I'm already biased just because I'm somewhat of a Texas fan, and I'll say that openly. But I have
good
a
old
hard,
Colt McCoy, man.
yeah, I have a hard time piecing it together for Ohio State. I think Texas has more ways they can win. I mean, they got a running game. The only issue there is they're going to have 4 of 5 new starting linemen. I think their left tackle done for the year. So
Ohio
that's
State
a big issue.
Ohio State's going to have a good running back. I would imagine James Fields
We would assume.
Quarterback should be pretty dang similar.
Yes.
I'd say Ohio State has a better passing offense. Defensively, it's up in the air.
Yes,
I don't think so. I think the weapons that Ohio State has is better.
Yes.
You got Jeremiah Smith, Max Clare, Carnell Tate.
More proven, I would say, is the word there. As far as play calling goes, I probably might give the edge to Texas.
I think so.
Defensively, I'm giving the edge to Texas, hands down. I think there's a lot of pieces they have to replace on defense. You got Matt Patricia calling plays now, and I think we kind of talked about this before with our Big Ten preview. Like, I think they're going to struggle a little bit figuring out the language and how they want to go about it. Especially, I mean, Texas is your first opponent.
I can't remember the podcast I watched.
Yeah.
But I heard people that attended practices, and it was a real iron sharpens iron. Like, they, a lot of places they'll go lighter just so they can instill something. But at Ohio State, what the practices said they were running, they were like, no, you're going full force. If they can't get it, they can't get it. They're going to go until they can figure it out.
Yeah.
They've got some crazy dudes as the coordinators. Ryan Day loves those guys. Maybe it was James Franklin. It might have been James Franklin. I think that was James Franklin. Ignore that. Completely ignore that. That was definitely a James Franklin interview. Jim Knowles and
Andy Kolnicki.
Yeah, I thought of Jim Knowles and I was like, oh, house.
Yeah. I got you.
That's on me.
Yeah.
All right. That's Penn State. But Penn State can't beat Ohio State since 2016. So who knows?
Yeah, I got you. I defensively, I just feel like Texas has the edge like crazy.
I'd agree.
So that's why I'm giving them the edge here in this game. I also think Arch is at least played in a couple games, so I know he's gonna be ready. Not saying Julian Sand can't be that guy, but as of now, I just haven't seen it, and you haven't seen it. Nobody's seen it, so that's why we're all waiting to see it. So I'll go Texas. You'll go Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
We'll go live with that one. What's next? What do we got next? We have cut.
Yep. There's a lot of games.
We have
there's like 20 games you can pick from. Anything of note. Like, there's a boatload. I mean, you got Syracuse, Tennessee. I'm not really interested in that. Northwestern Tulane, not interested. At least in talking about it. I'll watch those.
I think we go LSU, Clemson.
Yeah. I mean, you got Alabama, Florida State. Alabama should kill those guys, I hope.
Yes.
I want to imagine. After what Castellano said, man. Like, you want to get people on your side. Yeah. It's hard to make people want to root for Alabama. Like,
yeah.
And he somehow did it. LSU, Clemson. Sure. I think LSU is one of those teams that's riding off of the offseason national champion Kool-Aid buzz.
Yep.
I like Garrett Nussmeier. I like all the pieces they have. I think defense is going to be great. I think they got a lot of great weapons on offense. They got a good offensive line. But for me, there's something with it's also in South Carolina. That should be noted, in Clemson. There's something with me and this Clemson team. I have been a hater. I've been preying on the downfall of Clemson for the past few seasons. But this year I've changed. I have changed this year, and I'm all in on Clemson. I have Clemson win my national championship. I love the defense they've got. They've got great pieces all around. Cade Klubnik, I think he's the best quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
I think better than Garrett Nussmeier. I like Dabo more than I like Brian Kelly. Who's running the OC? Who's the OC at Clemson? Is it Colin Klein? Or who is it? Is it
No,
TCU
it
guy?
is
TCU guy. Or
Riley. Garrett Riley.
Oh, yeah. Or was he at TCU?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say. I just like Clemson a lot more than I like LSU. I'm pretty low on LSU this year. I'm lower than most, I should say. I'm not extremely low on them. I think they'll be maybe a great team. If I'm going to make a bold prediction right now, if you're picking between the overhyped teams in the country, my bold prediction, and this is at least for the SEC, most people would probably go Florida or South Carolina just because of track record in the past. But if I had to pick one team to fall, I would pick LSU. I don't know why. They're a good team. But I just have a feeling that LSU is going to be one of the teams that falls this year.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly. I mean, it happens every year. There is a team that obviously everyone thinks, oh, this team's going to be great in the offseason. Going into the week 1, this team's going to be great. And then, boom, they just they get shot and they can't get back up. There's no life alert on them. There's no pulse on them. They're a team that they can. There's a lot of games on that schedule they can drop. That's every game in the SEC. I just like Clemson a whole bunch, and I am not as high on LSU as most people. In fact, I'm pretty down on LSU compared to most people. So I'm clearly gonna pick Clemson in this game. On top of that, it's in Death Valley. Can't really say that. It's in Clemson.
Yeah.
We'll find out what the real Death Valley maybe is. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But we picked Clemson as our national champion.
We had Clemson as our natty champ. So, I mean, is there a way that they could lose to LSU and still win the natty?
Absolutely. Yes. 100%.
But if you're going to be the Clemson of old and just kind of run through their schedule like I think they will, and you probably think that as well, then they're taking care of LSU in this game.
Going through the past couple of years, Clemson's been pretty good in week 1, other than that Georgia game. Game. LSU's been quite literally the opposite.
Yeah. Maybe that changes this year. Maybe not.
Who knows?
I mean, the odds are not in your favor. That's for sure.
No. I like Clemson way too much.
Yeah,
I'm not Garrett Osmeyer's a pretty good quarterback, great quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is with LSU. I'm not sold on them. I was huge on LSU a couple years ago, but Jaden Daniels, they just didn't have the defense. But that guy hates you, man. This I don't know what it is. I'm not drinking that LSU Kool-Aid. If they beat Clemson, I will drink the Kool-Aid. If LSU beats Clemson, I will go all in on LSU this year, and I will ride with LSU. Write that down right now.
Okay.
No matter what, I have to ride with LSU, unless they actually become terrible. I won't. But in any game where it's toss up or a tough matchup, I'm gonna ride with LSU if they win this game. But I've got Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's really much to say about this game other than the fact that we know what we're gonna get as far as talent-wise from both teams.
Yep.
You're going to get good quarterback play from both teams.
Yep.
You want to see that
good
LSU defense take a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure you're going to see that yet. Clemson gets Tom Allen, too, at defensive coordinator, which track record-wise, pretty damn good. But maybe that's something we're kind of underlooking there, too, is the new DC.
Okay. I've got a question for you.
Yep.
So, obviously, probably the biggest game of the weekend is Texas Ohio State. Is probably just right below it, just with profile. But I think that this will be a better game, more entertaining game compared to because also you think about expectations of that Ohio State Texas game. Everyone's like, "Oh, this may be crazy, elite matchup." But the expectations are also so high that I think a lot of people are going to be failed to deliver, and everyone's overlooking this game right here.
Yep.
Barring that aside, I think that this game will probably be more entertaining. This will be more explosive. I feel like there's more fireworks in this game.
Yeah.
Even though both these teams have great defenses, both teams have great offenses. I just have a feeling that this game's going to get off the rails.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that Texas-Ohio State game, somebody pulls away early.
Mm-hmm.
As far as this game, I'm like, it's going down to the final 2 minutes.
Yep.
Who is more clutch? Who has that weapon that we just kind of didn't see coming?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think we both think it's Clemson. So I think we're both taking Clemson here. Moving on to our last game that we are going to preview.
Yep.
Notre Dame at Miami. Kind of a sleeper game.
Mm-hmm.
But also one that is two major programs going at it like they used to.
Catholics versus convicts, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
I completely forgot this game was even going on. Like, you could have told me 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
I wouldn't have guessed this. Like, this game has flown literally off my radar. It's been undetectable for me.
Yep.
And I didn't realize it's also in Miami. So there'll be 12 people at the game, which is great. You'd love to see it. Probably one of the biggest crowds you'll see in Miami's history in the past 20 years. It's awesome. Wow. Notre Dame being top 6 team in the country. I don't know if I'm ready to buy that yet.
Yeah.
These are usually the 2 teams that get overrated the most, like, in a sense, or probably rated a little higher. Looks like it might be a little rainy, stormy that night. Maybe. I'm seeing a thunderbolt on the weather forecast for it, so I assume that's lightning. Yeah, it's supposed to be stormy. Thunderstorm. Oh, never mind. Yeah, scattered thunderstorms. So, who knows? It's gonna be. Guess what the temperature is gonna feel like out there?
90.
It's 91. The feels like temperature projected. It's gonna feel like 100, 106 degrees.
Oh my God.
Extreme UV index. These boys are being burnt to a pulp. Humidity is gonna be at 67%. They're lucky it's not played the next day. Next day it's even worse. 81% humidity the next day. So they're lucky this game's on a Monday. But yeah, the next day is gonna be even warmer. Ooh. I'll let you go on through your preview.
Okay.
With this.
I'm
the guy that never has a read on this stuff. You say stuff and I kind of just I rock with it.
I don't even know I don't even know how this is gonna end up.
Yep.
But I think that Notre Dame still has a top 5 roster in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of quarterback.
Yep.
And Miami, kind of a similar situation, except they have a guy at quarterback that we've seen win a title. We've seen him also throw many interceptions last year. I mean, based on what I've heard, what I've listened to, Miami's O-line is going to be elite.
Yep.
And like we talked about with our preview with the ACC, we got to see the weapons on the outside. Are they going to be at any level close to what they were last year?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. So this is, I mean, based on what you said about the weather,
defense should be good.
And defense is also going to be good for both sides. Probably Notre Dame more so.
Absolutely,
it's going to be a mud fight at this point.
This game, if you would have given me this game a couple years ago, it would have been one of those games that's like 30-13, and someone pulls away mid-second quarter, early third quarter, which would have probably been Notre Dame. Yep. But now, the more I think about it, I think this will be a little bit of a tighter game. I don't think it's be insanely tight. Which I just feel like that's how these early season matchups go. Is it's kind of tight, but not really. My vibe is just giving me Notre Dame, just because I've never lived a life where I've gotten to fully believe in Miami. And I think talent-wise, Notre Dame's better. I think they got a better coaching staff. Well, I'd say more proven coaching staff, which is crazy. I feel like Mario Cristobal's been doing pretty good down in Miami. Yeah. But I trust Notre Dame. I have more of a trust in Notre Dame.
I agree.
You know, they're going to be consistent. They may not even be the elite of elite, but they're going to be a high-end great team that is about as like borderline to elite as you can get, year in, year out. Yeah. Even in a down season where they're 8-4, 9-3, they're still a really damn good team. For me, man, I just like Notre Dame's roster better. Maybe I'm just more familiar with them. Yeah. The whole line's gonna be great. It's Notre Dame. Defense is gonna be stellar. Secondary is gonna be great. And if Miami has to rely on the pass, I don't like that for Miami. Like Miami's typically has. They've usually been a pass-heavy team over the past few seasons. I don't like that a lot for Miami at all. I think they're going up against probably arguably the best secondary in the country, one of the best secondaries in the country for sure.
Yep.
I like Notre Dame's defense a lot. That's a place where they can rely on. It's one of those classic ground and pound heavy set teams. Run game for them be good. Passing game, I feel like there's no way it's worse than last year. I think the receivers are better. I think they probably have a more. I would imagine they have a better quarterback, at least in terms of passing. Maybe not managing the game, but
yeah, I agree.
I would imagine they have a better quarterback play than what they did, or they can rely on their quarterback more. I've never been sold on a Miami team. It's not like a Penn State to me. Until they truly prove it to me, if they can get it done, I'm not buying stock on them. You know, especially in a marquee matchup. We saw it last time. I felt like they won a marquee matchup, and I'm probably missing out on a Florida game and stuff. But the last game, like I vividly remember when Miami was really good.
Yeah,
was like 2018, 2019 when they had that elite defense. They brought on the turnover change. They dominated this game like 42-13 or something.
Yep.
And ever since then, maybe they've beaten like Florida or Florida State. I haven't felt a big Miami win in a while.
Yeah.
I just don't see it yet. Not against Notre Dame.
It's crazy because doing this right now makes me think we should have done a what if video for this year. And maybe we still should. But it's like, well, we both believe in Notre Dame's roster more than Miami.
Yep.
But what if Miami beats Notre Dame? Like, where does it go from there for Notre Dame? Where does it go from there for Miami?
I think that would be more of a. Let me tell you, this is dumb, but I think that would be more of a good for Miami than it would be a bad for Notre Dame. I think that would just say, I say it's week 1, but that would say that Miami is probably close to a top 5 team.
Yep.
And they're going to be a force to reckon with. And do they play Clemson this year? I feel like it's not.
Nope.
No? Okay. Well,
nope.
Then I feel like they're making the conference championship game against Clemson, and that's been an amazing game. I think Miami has more to gain than Notre Dame has to lose. I feel like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that makes sense. I feel like Miami gains more than what Notre Dame would fall. Like,
yep.
I don't think Notre Dame would drop too heavily unless it's a blowout loss. Then it's like, oh, well, what's?
Yeah.
Why did this happen? Is Miami elite, or is Notre Dame just incompetent offense, defense to do what they could? It was like, an old Iowa team, but they just couldn't stop the bleeding because Miami just kept on having the ball.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
I think we talked about Miami in our ACC previews. Just they kind of have a gauntlet of a schedule towards the back half of their schedule.
Yep.
At FSU week 6, they host Louisville week 7. You're at SMU week 9, and then you're at Virginia Tech and at Pitt to end the year. So, even if they do beat Notre Dame, there's still a potential here for some drop off.
Yeah.
But definitely still it'd be a bigger win for Miami than it would be a loss for Notre Dame. I think people are expecting Notre Dame to take a step back this year.
Yep.
Like, step back as in, like, they're not national championship runner-up. But they still you probably still project them in the playoff. They could be maybe one loss short, by the end of the year, because I think they do have a pretty decent schedule this year. So I believe in Miami. I think you do too. Not Miami, Notre Dame. Sorry. I butchered that. Notre Dame. We're both taking Notre Dame. We believe in the roster more, defense more, offensively. They have an identity. Miami, we have yet to see. So that is that. If you want to go, you want to kind of skim through the rest of these smaller matchups, that we can give our picks. Don't have to say nothing too crazy.
TCU, North Carolina. TCU is favored by 3 on the road. I like TCU in that.
I do as well.
I think that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
That should be a fun game. That should be an intriguing game at the very least.
Yeah, that's definitely one you want to tune into, especially if it's a standalone game.
Yep.
Bill Belichick's debut. I mean, he's going to have his son, Steve, coaching defense. So
get to watch Josh Hoover ball out. Let's go to the other Sunday game, the earlier game, 2:00 kickoff, 3:00 probably. I'm assuming this is all. Yeah, this is Central Time. Virginia Tech, South Carolina in Atlanta. South Carolina favored by 8. I don't think it's as intriguing. I think South Carolina, it might be a drive or two where it's like, oh, this is an interesting game. And then if Virginia Tech makes noise in that is going to be, no one's projecting that, by the way. Like, no one expects Virginia Tech to make noise in this. I doubt anybody's picking Virginia Tech in this game. But if Virginia Tech wins that game? The entire offseason, we've been all talking about, Florida, South Carolina, this, that.
Yeah.
And then it's just been thrown out the window immediately, and that train just crashed into the side of a mountain. Like, quite literally, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Everyone's like, "What just happened?"
That would probably be insane.
I feel like that'd be the most shocking results of Week 1. Like, even more, if Florida State beat Alabama, I think that would be more shocking. I think Virginia Tech, South Carolina would be more shocking if Virginia Tech won than like Florida State beating Alabama. What are your thoughts on that statement?
I could see that for sure. I think in order for that to happen, you'd have to get an injury from Sellers for that to happen.
I'm saying straight up, I don't want injuries to play effect.
Well, then I just don't see it, and I don't know what would be.
That's what I'm saying.
How the game would even look.
Would Virginia Tech beating South Carolina be more shocking than Florida State beating Alabama?
I
think so.
I think so as well.
Because you have
Week 1,
and you have a case with Florida State slightly. They got the home field advantage, and they're not last year. They're not the last year's team.
Week 1. It's like the first matchup of the year. Like anything happens, in the first matchup. So
kind of covering two bridges, one stone. Florida State host Alabama, which awesome. It just sucks that Florida State had to be 2 wins last year.
Yeah. Definitely taking Alabama in that one.
Definitely taking Alabama. But Florida State's going to be as bad as last year.
No,
if they are, it's not
Mike Novell. Feasible. You will be a Wisconsin Badger.
No, he'd be like maybe an OC.
Maybe. Who knows, man?
That'd be generous. Other interesting one. You got Northwestern, Tulane. Tulane's favored by 6, but Northwestern's so bad. Who cares? Tulane, give me Tulane in that.
Listen, aren't they playing by the lake?
No, that's in Tulane, and I think Northwestern's got the stadium built. I'd take Tulane.
Yeah, give me Tulane then.
Syracuse, Tennessee, and Mercedes-Benz. I feel bad for Fran Brown. But also, I'm talent-wise, I like Tennessee. They're decent. They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like Joey Aguilar. Prove me wrong. He can prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Something put me off on. I can't remember what it was, but I just got put off on it. I feel like maybe, I don't even want to say anything because I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's just something about that just doesn't give me excitement for that at all.
Yeah, I think this will be closer than what we think.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think Syracuse, they're building a program, building culture. Fran Brown's a good coach. I think Stephen Jelly was an announced quarterback last week. So
he was.
Jesus Christ. So I think I'll still take Tennessee, but I think it'll be closer than we think.
I would too. Only other game would be Boise State, South Florida. Man, I don't know. We're gonna find out if South Florida has answers. We're gonna find out how much better that DB room is for Boise. Those would be my 2 biggest questions going into the week: is who else do you got on South Florida? Who's your playmakers? Defense should be good.
Yeah,
QB should be good.
I mean,
Boise State's probably got the better roster. Definitely got the better roster.
Yeah.
But in South Florida, gonna be warm. Gonna be a fun day.
Yeah.
I would take Boise State to win that.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. It's the first ever meeting between the two schools, so that's something interesting. We're going to see who that new running back is, or not new, but Sire Gaines going to be the new running back leading the charge for Boise State. Going to have a lot of, going gonna have big shoes to fill from last year. They returned 4 starting O-linemen. We like that a lot. It's going to be tough for South Florida, but I'll also take Boise State.
McIver, he's got 400 yards, 33 passes, or 33 for 51 passing. West Kentucky slinging that thing. Stanford up 3 with 9 minutes left. 2017.
Any other games here?
That's it. That's really it. Of note, I obviously have a bunch of smaller programs playing each other, or SCS P4.
What do you think about Utah at UCLA?
Oh, I've actually skimmed over those. My bad.
You're good.
The more I've learned about Utah, the higher I've got. I realize, like, why am I doubting these guys as much as I shouldn't be? Because we didn't have these guys in our top 6. And I texted you literally yesterday saying, I feel like we made a mistake not having Utah in here. Because I feel like we put a lot of stuff, or a lot of weight from last year into, or at least a decent bit, I should say. Not a lot, but like a good bit. I think that's why Utah got left off. And this is one down year in like 15 years. And maybe it's a sign, maybe it's a trend. I think Utah's in a lot better position compared to like what Oklahoma State's in. I like the dynamic of offensive coordinator and QB coming over with Devin Dampier and can't remember the OC's name. I think Utah is going to be, honestly, if there's a surprise to me in the Big 12 that people are starting to talk about again, but also everyone's talking about Arizona State, Kansas State, Iowa State, Baylor, Texas Tech. Not many people are saying Utah. Yeah, it's crazy. I thought about it more. I'm like, why are we not talking about this as much? So I'd say I like Utah a lot. UCLA has been a program that's like, it's UCLA. Any year previously, I would have taken Utah. So going to the show, I'm taking Utah again. I mean, I know UCLA's got Nico and company, but
yeah,
I'm worried, man. I agree. I might start to believe that I might like Devin Dampier, which is crazy because he was a high Detmer guy, high touchdown passing yards, but also a boatload of interceptions. But if he doesn't turn the ball over a lot, Utah's going to win this game, I think. Yeah, I'd be surprised if UCLA does.
We just don't know what UCLA has, especially offensively, other than Nico.
Yep.
And that's the biggest concern because you're going up against a program that culture-wise, they can beat you. Coach-wise, they can beat you. And then you add all that with the talent, with the defense, it's always good. Not last year, but, you definitely expect them to go back to the norm. So give me Utah in this game. I think Utah, based on what we heard about the Boise news, or not BYU news with Jake Retzlaff leaving, I think it's pretty fair for us to slot Utah in that spot.
Did you see Avery Johnson's dad and his brother allegedly? I don't know for sure, but can't confirm.
What happened?
But a lot of players have been posting. They fought. I just sent it to you on Twitter. But yeah, that's what everyone's saying. Like everybody, not even like, oh, this troll. It's his dad and his brother were fighting outside the stadium.
Yeah, that's dumb. Are we for sure that's his dad?
I mean, everybody's posting it. Like everybody, and everybody's saying the same thing. A sports writer posted about it, like a genuine sports writer for Kansas State. Allegedly, of course. But yeah.
Wait, his dad and brother going at it?
Yes.
So it's family on family.
It is family on family action. Everybody's posting it.
Oh, I thought it was like his dad just beating the shit out of something like Iowa State.
No, it is quite literally. Yep, no, everyone's posted it. It's allegedly, of course, but
not a good look. Maybe a little too many Guinnesses over in Dublin.
Probably a couple too many.
All right. We're going to wrap it up here. Got our week 1 previews out the way. Get our first live show after week 0. We'll make sure to be back for week 1. What promises to be a fantastic week 1 slate. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment, subscribe. We're on Twitter, Instagram, anything you name it, we'll be there. We'll see you guys next week for a fantastic week 1. See you.
Woo! Let's get it. Peace.